Before you went over to Kokomlimli, if you're to look at the life over there in Newtown then, and comparative to the life in Newtown now, what would you say is the life of a Newtown boy?
I mean, drastic change, bro. Drastic change. I mean, the area is still there. You still find whatever it is, but coming to talk about lifestyle, it has totally changed. Because, yes, at our time, we were more focused in a way. Yeah, even now, people are focused, yes, but you know, if you talk of, if I want to talk of education at that time, as compared to now, I'll say that at that time, people were more inclined, to go to school. But for now, I say, yeah, due to some of these social issues in terms of, excuse me, I'm not bringing anybody's business down, but betting companies, I mean, people wanting to make quick cash, so they go on, what's the name called? They do this, what's the word?
Browsing?
Browsing and all that. So it's really diminished the idea of young people wanting to go to school. Because at the end of the day, if I go to school, why am I going to school? Finish school, start work, making money. So if I can start making the money now, what's the sense of going to school? Yes, but maybe some of us would have to just go back, which I'm planning to maybe put some thing back into the society in Newtown, letting them understand.
When you were over there in Newtown, were you into it?
No.
Okay.
At a point, yes, let me be frank. What they are doing now, it wasn't then what we were doing.
Okay.
We were doing more of internet purchase.
Purchase?
Yes, where we use, Charlie. We go to the cafes. Those days we didn't have these laptops or these sophisticated phones, so we go to the cafe.
Yeah.
We use cards, so card numbers, and we keep paying them. Definitely a bit.
Okay.
So when it enters and we checked, and maybe the amount on it is, let's say, not something much, we use it to buy T-shirts and stuff. Then they send it down, then we resell here, and then we use the money to do whatever. So those were what we were doing. Unlike now that it has changed, and I know some have even turned bloody, people going on many jujus and stuff to just want to make money. But at our time, you just go to the cafe, you sit there. If, let's say, you have a number, let's say 1 to 10, and you key 1 to 10. You didn't find anything. You key 1 to 10, then you take the 0 off, you put 1 there. Then it goes like that till a particular number that something would just come up. And at that time, we were not looking into the huge monies that they are looking into today. Right. We, 500, 100, we were okay because we just use it to buy some T-shirts, something, and to be sent down. And we go to Circle, we sell it. But see, that we were 3. We were 3 doing that. We were friends. So it got one night, we slept. I slept. In fact, we all went to sleep. Then I woke up with a dream that someone was crying actually, because we've used the person's credit card to like, in fact, we took the money out of his account. And the person was crying and was saying that is the last money that he has. Like, so he's done. Everything is gone. So I woke up. Then I immediately called my other friend, who is in Paris right now. So I called him. I'm like, Charlie, this is the dream. He said, hey, we two get the same dream.
Wow.
Like similar. So we said, no, Charlie, we'll call the other guy. So quickly we made a call to him. And he also said he had the same dream.
Wow.
Yeah. 3 of us, same night. So then we were like, okay, and something is talking to us. Something is really talking to us. So immediately I said, hey, I'm done. Both of them also said they're done, and that was it.
Right. So that's the transition from Newtown, doing what you are doing, into Central University, or
I just want to understand. So at Newtown, I want to say this, maybe whoever is watching, should be an encouragement to the person. So at Newtown, whilst I was in school, primary, I happened to be one of the kids in Newtown who went to an international school.
Which school was
That's
it?
Foster International.
Foster International.
I don't know, yeah. Foster International.
Which year was it?
Oh, this is in the 90s. I mean,
90s.
91, 92, thereabout.
Therebout, okay.
All right, so with time, Daddy's business came down.
Okay.
So I had to be moved from an international school to a Saito school.
Sites.
Yeah. It was a site. And yes, site, no.
Saito.
We're Saito.
Okay.
So that is Bethel 3, Bethel at Newtown. So I went to Bethel. That's where I completed my junior high. And around that time, Charlie, money wasn't there. Things were very tough for my parents. So I ended up even at the Malata market pulling trucks. So you see, these are some of the things. Wow. Someone who has seen money, kakrebi, then all of a sudden turning around, now going to the market, pulling truck, carrying people's goods. Wow. And my mom sells at the market. Sometimes I pass in front of her, and then she will see me and will start crying. You know that. But one time I told her, hey, it's life.
That's
Everything will be fine. I mean,
right.
You just have to go through it.
That's right.
So it continued like that. Then I completed JSS, then JSS, not today, junior
GHS.
High. So I completed, and I couldn't go to the SS because there wasn't money. So I ended up still doing the menial jobs, Malata market, selling a sweater, not today pure water though. We were selling the one in a gallon that you had to pour. And all that.
Penny the penny.
The penny. The penny. That is
this one,
but this one, they're gallon direct with small bucket with the caps in it. So you call me, I come, I just do like that. I was doing all that. Started selling kerosene, mosquito coil, sugar cane, granite. Yeah, like anything sellable, man. So it continued. Then I said, okay, so since things aren't happening here, why don't I find a way to travel out?
Okay.
So traveling out, I didn't have the money. So the only thing around that time that you could enter and you will see yourself going out of Ghana was joining a cultural dance group.
Okay.
Obviously, because the whites will come in, somebody will see you, will like you, and the next thing is, do you want to join me up?
Yeah.
Right. So I joined a cultural group. We were dancing, doing all, things to just catch somebody's eye, you know. Yeah. So we ended up at Italy embassy, and we had an opportunity to go to Italy. We went there. They wanted to see if we were really a cultural group. Okay. So I joined. We went to dance there. We finished, and they still said they can't give us visas.
Wow.
Like, wow. I continued. So one time we went to Shangri-La. Now it's no more. Shangri-La Hotel. To do a farewell dance, something for some diasporans who came together. So it was there that after my performance on stage, one of my colleagues came up and said, Charlie, some Akata woman won't see you. I was like, hey, Charlie, Akata woman, is it that my prayers is coming true? And when I was, oh, hi, you were terrific on stage. Like, wow, thank you. Okay, this is my car, let's talk. I took it, and we started chatting, sending emails. So one day, this woman just asked me, what do I want her to do for me? What will be your answer? Now, let's turn the table. Let's turn the table now. What do I want her to do for me? What would have come to your mind?
And what was the first thing that came to your mind?
Sharp one there. Anyway, so I told her I want to go back to school.
Great.
So she was like, okay, if that's what I want, what do I want to do? But I said it. And she asked me to go and pick the form, so I did. So I went to Trans-African College. I picked form for airline ticketing and tourism and hotel management. So I was there. She just sent me the money. I went to Western Union. That was my first time going to Western Union to cash out. So I went to Western Union and I got my money. I went to pay my fees, sent her the receipts. She was happy. I was happy. And that was the end of that woman. So today, I can't find her. I've checked in my mails what her name was or is. I've checked, and I think
she came to do what she had to do.
Maybe she came to do what she has to do. But I tell people that with that question from her, anybody at all would have said, I want to go to US or I want to come to wherever you are. But I told her I want to go back to school. So this should tell anybody listening or watching right now that at that time, I still have the passion to want to see myself in school. So those courses were things I did, 1 year course here, 6 months course here, here and there. Then I joined an insurance firm at that time.
Okay.
Office at Adabraka. So there, that was in 2010.
Yeah.
I still had that desire to see myself back in school. And when I checked my age at then, definitely I couldn't have gone back to say I'm writing B's, WASI and all that. That's lucky. So what can I do? One time I was just in town and I saw Trans-African College entrance, matured entrance exams. So, okay, why don't I take a chance on this one? I did, registered for it. I went for 2 weeks class and the exams was up. I sat in, I wrote it. Thanks be to God, I passed.
Wow.
So that was what saw me into Trans-African College.
Great.
2010, 2014, I finished with my first degree, marketing. And as I speak to you now, I've applied to GIMPA for my master's. And I'm waiting for September.
Great.
So this is also to let the Newtown boys that the reason why I said I was going to go back to educate them to know that if you have not stepped your foot in a classroom, doesn't mean you can never do that.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time and how you psych yourself and you prepare yourself for the future.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You wanted to be a military man.
Yes.
Why couldn't you? Why couldn't you become a military?
So that was very simple.
Briefly, yeah.
Very simple. If you, I mean, you heard the story. So since I couldn't continue to SHS, and around that time to my BC result that I took to my uncle to help me go back to school, he also misplaced it. Wow. So, like, wanting to do that military thing was also not there. If I go, they will definitely ask me, where's your certificate, where's this? So everything just shutted out.
Right.
But I remember I go there, just go stand at 37, watch this military men in their uniforms going up and down. I'm like, Charlie, every life. Every life.
At what point in your life did movie come for you or you go for movie?
All right. Okay, so this is it. So one time when I was still doing my dance with the resident dance company of Du Bois Memorial Center.
Okay, Du Bois.
Yes, they had a resident dance company called Hayo.
Okay.
So I was with them. And one day I was just looking at myself because I saw some of my colleagues who are aging. And sometimes they come and they can't even do the very things that I knew them to be doing like 5 years ago.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, so I would also get to this point.
Yeah.
And then what becomes of me? And here's a point that I love it, the entertainment now. So what can I do if I also get to their position where they can't throw their legs, they can't break in and all that. So I said, okay, let me still do something entertainment. So that's how come the movie thought came to mind.
Right.
So then I ended up at the National Theatre with the youth dance company of the theatre. Then I was also seeing people coming to do acting here and there. So actually, that's the first time I even saw Matan Kuma and Co coming on stage for Fun World, Kida Fest and stuff. So I spoke to Esther. Esther is now in the States. I don't know if you remember this movie. That lady. Esther Ritchie. So I asked her, she's a friend to my friend who is in Paris. She's a cousin to my friend who is in Paris now. So one time I was home when she came and I was like, oh, Esther, Charlie, I want to join the drama groups and things. Then she was with Krabby Fadates drama group, Theatre Mirrors. So she said, oh, I should come. So I went for an audition, I passed, and they also took me in. So I started my acting from Theatre Mirrors on stage. Then in church, I also joined the church drama group. I became the president at a point. So that's how the acting itself started. But alongside, I've been doing these short films for people that never comes out, though. Fortunately for me, we did a performance in church for our Papa, and there was a producer. Today, he's a reverend in my church, Michael Odika. And at that time, I didn't even know that he was a film producer. So after the stage drama, I left church early. So he left his card behind and said, I should call him. I got a card, and I saw the name, as a matter of fact, was a Nigerian name. So I was like, these people, they're coming to worry me. So I didn't even call for 2 weeks. So I saw him in church, and I was like, I've been wanting you to call me so I get you to do something. I loved what you did on stage, and I was thinking of, I'm sorry. And he said, okay, I shouldn't worry. If another one comes, he will call me. I said, okay, thank you. Then Power of the Gods came in, and he and the elder brother Pascal Odika were producing it. So they called me, and I went in. And with this one has Mercy Johnson coming down, Nonson also coming down, Jackie Appiah here, Kofi Ajololo, Dems, Fifi Coleman. So I was like, wow, my first job. I mean, my first featured job. Superstar. I was like, wow, okay, so this is it. Yeah. It's my first job, and I'm already meeting all these great actors from Nigeria and from Ghana. Though then I know Jackie is a Ghanaian, Kofi Ajololo, Fifi Coleman, but I've never seen them physically. So that I was so happy. And by the grace of God, what I did to the director was like, perfecto. Yes, then I had to try to woo Jackie to marry me. It's an epic setting where you can show your wealth by the kind of your farm size, your cattle size and stuff. So my dad was rich farming wise and cattle wise. So but I was using that to woo her. But
but being a novice in the acting, I mean, that being your first ever movie, how did you pick up the words?
Okay, so you know, I was on stage. Okay. So the stage actually helped.
Okay.
And I said also that before this major feature, I was doing some small things for people, but it just didn't come out. Okay. And don't forget, with the stage 2, the dancing 2, I was a poet. Okay. In fact, so I was writing and I could memorize words and would even say them without looking on my paper. So yes, so I had all those experience from. So when I got this one, it was like, okay, let me just give my shot. And it went through. And after that, it gave me 2, 3 more jobs, and it was good. It was good. Then this guy was the PM production manager. What's his name? Roger Corte. Okay. Roger Corte was a production manager, so he also started calling me for Abdul Salam's job, somebody's job, small here and there. So that's how it all started. But Last year I was in Kenya to shoot my first movie out of, and it's surprising that I have never been to Nigeria until somewhere last year, July, and even that it was for a friend's wedding. Okay. So my first job out of Ghana as an actor was to Kenya. Kenya. Yeah, where I shot Amolo, a movie titled Amolo. Amolo. Yeah, it's one great movie.
Whose movie was it?
It's a Kenyan woman movie, but she lives in the UK. Okay. But I mean, comes from Kenya, so she had a very nice story, and fortunately, I was called to cast. Yes, she actually watched this movie, Contaminated.
Okay.
Yes, and then I think she said she likes my character. That got me over to Kenya to shoot that last year.
In the entertainment industry, people thrive on negativity or negative news to trend. But it feels as though you, per se, you're somebody it's been over a decade. Yeah. But there's no negative publicity for you. How are you able to stay off negative publicity?
I just don't like delving into people's issues. I mean, personally, by my nature. Okay. Yeah. I can be passing here, I'll see people fighting there. You see me walking here. Okay. Right, that is me. But one great person in Ghana, in our industry, the film industry that I look up to a lot, is Ajeti Anand. Yeah. Okay. I love his demeanor. I just love his personality. Right. And I tell myself, okay, so if there's someone you look up to, what is it about him in the public? Right. Is it stories? Are people saying things? And he has nothing of that in the social media space or whatever. I said, okay, so what kind of, and truly speaking, I've not even asked him what he does. Right. But I just felt like, okay, if you see the person even have a calm nature already.
Yeah.
So with that nature, that means he wouldn't want to do certain things that will bring him out there.
Right.
So I also started being myself in a way. Fortunately, I have a personal traits that also depict that already.
Yeah.
So that helped me to just be on a low. I mean, this guy tried to give me a bad name, but fortunately, the interview I granted, he posted everything just as it is. Okay. So people now even started fighting for me, where he stated that actor Peter Ritchie says being gay is by the grace of God.
Who is that?
Zion Fellas.
Okay.
Yes. Meanwhile, that wasn't what I said. But of course, he wants traffic, so he just changed the caption to just put traffic. But fortunately, he posted everything detailed. So if you didn't, so if you don't take your time to go and read or watch, you will just take the heading,
caption,
and then all the caption to make your judgment. So when people had time to watch and to read, they started now fighting my battle.
How did it do for you, looking at how he captioned the interview he did for you? How did you take it?
Personally, I wasn't happy because of the comments that were coming through. So my manager, Mauko, called him to, that's MK casting. He called him to pull it down, but you know, he didn't because he wants traffic. And seriously speaking, people went on it. And I even read some of the comments. Hey, you this fine boy, no, you be gay. I swear, make you no come. Yeah. I didn't see the person, but I could just imagine. I swear, make you no come tamale. We go stone you to death. Unfortunately, this is around the COVID era. So we're all home.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. So I didn't know being that it's COVID and we're out there. Somebody could have just done something to me. Yeah. You know, so sometimes I would just want to plead that, yes, I know you're also working, you want traffic to your page and all that. But don't forget that the one whose image you're using for that traffic you want also have a life to live. And whatever you do can have an effect on the person. So they should just be careful what they put out there about us. That's just about it.
Does acting really pay?
Wow, this question.
Does it pay for you?
Yes, in some of the production houses that you get to work with, at least they try to appreciate your talent.
The Power of the Gods, for instance, how much was you paid for?
Power of the Gods, in fact, I don't even remember if I was paid, but I'm sure I was given something. But that was some 15, 17 years ago.
Okay.
So I can't remember what the amount was.
But the amount you remember being paid for a movie role that you played, how much was it?
At that time?
No, any movie.
Any movie.
The least amount that
some can even tell you we are giving you TNT.
TNT.
Yes, and the TNT, you should just imagine what it's going to be. But you see, you just had to, you know, when you love something, you see where you are.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to ask you how much you're paid because I have followed hosts, journalists, and stuff before. Right. I mean, people even like Bulare Dems and stuff. If they tell you that, I have one of his books that I'm reading, the book he wrote. I'm reading and I have it. And if you listen to some of the things he wrote in there, Charlie.
Yeah.
But you see, you just use what you have to build yourself.
Right.
Today, if Bulare doesn't tell you this and that, you wouldn't know.
That's right.
But we are all seeing him today as a mogul in the entertainment industry. That is what we know him for now.
That's right.
But he has a past, which most of us don't know.
Yeah.
So you just have to leverage on the difficulties that you have now to bring out that milk you want to drink tomorrow out of the difficulties.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it true you made a statement that the movie industry is not dead?
Yes, I did that statement, and I'll say it again.
What made you say so?
Okay. I say so because it is not dead. Yes. If the movie industry is dead, tomorrow I'm going on set. Why would I be going on set?
Okay.
And I know Shelley just suspended, not suspended, but they came on break. They had to come on break for a new production she just did. I know from 20-something, I'm going on set again with a friend of mine who is coming down from Germany.
Okay.
People are shooting.
Okay. People
are shooting. So it is not dead. Just that we have issues. Just like the whole country, Ghana, also have issues. So we have issues. So.
What is the issue we're having? Because some people are of the view that Nigerian movies are still, from the onset, from the commencement of Nigerian movie, is still relevant as compared to Ghana movies.
Yeah.
So if we say we have issues, what are the issues we have as Gollywood?
For me and where I sit, I'll say that one of our major issues is distribution.
Distribution?
Yeah. Where to send our product to after it is made.
Okay.
That is the production itself. After you finish shooting, who do you take it to? TV or streaming platforms are ready to just take it, give you something desirable in terms of cash to put it on their platforms. And one other thing too is the cost of production here in Ghana is expensive.
As compared to Nigeria?
As compared to Nigeria, I would say yes. I would say yes. Because there was one production that I was part, we went to shoot somewhere at Trasaco. Yes, the man accepted we use his property, and we're using it. He went out, came back, felt that we were still in the house. He got angry, entered his room, came out with a gun, and we all had to run away. Here's someone who actually gave us a place. So it's not like we broke into your house. Yeah. Okay. So things like this, then it means that the next time you want to do a production, you have to go rent a space. And Ghana, we all know how things are expensive. You rent a space now, the next minute, oh, my time is so your time is up. You guys have to leave. You know, there's pressure for everything here. But when you compare it to Nigeria, the little I know, there are people who are even willing that come, I have this space, come and shoot. And people are also ready to put in money. To shoot. To put in money. But here, you can go to some of our rich people, even to the banks, and you tell them, you have your proposal, good script, everything. But you see, the next thing that comes at the back of their mind is, okay, should I even put money into this? Where is this person going to sell this thing for me to even make my money and get my profit back? So that is the distribution aspect that I talked about. Right. So these are some of the... And then also, yes, and then also the government also had to bring in policies to help us. I went to Kenya. The movie I went to shoot in Kenya, after the premiere in Kenya, they didn't allow the woman to, after the premiere in the state I went to, that is Kisumu, they didn't allow the woman to premiere the movie anywhere again in Kenya. Why? Because they didn't do the right things through their Kenyan Film Authority, because I'm even a foreigner. So they have to register me with their guild. They have to make sure the authorities are aware of my being in Kenya and what I am doing. And they didn't do all of these things. So these are systems that are working.
Working over there.
Over there. Okay. So I saw a post of her yesterday that she's back in Kenya to make sure Amolo is premiered nationwide. Wow. So I'm sure she's now coming to regularize all those things so that she can. So this is a system that is working. My friend, one of my friends came down from UK and was also telling me how UK's film system is. You have to register your production out, have a bank statement, and before you do all of these things, you need some documents that makes you a British. Or that makes you a foreigner, but you are in there for these jobs. So the systems must even help us, the indigenes, to be able to work so that foreigners wouldn't just come in and they can do anything. But this same thing that I talked about for Kenya, if it is not here in Ghana, anybody can just walk in, produce here and go away.
But are you part of the Actors Guild?
Yes.
Are you a member?
Yes, I'm a member.
Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, in 2020, you said the government should do something for...
I mean, bring out policies. To help us.
But in 2020 as well, you per se and some other females of yours, you campaigned for Nana Addo, right?
Wow, this one. Okay.
Right.
Let's go.
Okay, so you campaign for Nana Addo. Right now, Nana Addo is the president of the... I mean, he's the one now governing the Republic of Ghana now. Haven't you thought of using that opportunity you had to campaign for him to reach out what you're actually preaching out over here right now to him?
Okay, so, I mean, some of those things are actually there. And that is even what birthed some of the... should I say, the Creative Art Council. Okay. And now I know that the film, what's her name, where this lady is, Judith Asante?
Yeah.
Juliet, is it Juliet or Judith?
Juliet Asante.
Yes. Yeah. You know, those are some of the things that birth this institution.
Okay.
But you see, you can have the institution sitting there. For example, you have this program. But you have to get me on the program by something you did.
Okay.
You spoke to someone, the person called me, you eventually called me.
Yeah.
So you put in some work to get me here.
Right.
So if you do not put in that work, you may have had this program today or may not have it.
Yeah.
So the institution is built.
Okay.
But if you don't put in the work that must make the institution work well, it will just be sitting there, and people will be going in and out, but work is really not going on. So it's not like we haven't said, even before we did what we did, I mean, from previous governments, it's been something we've been talking about. We've been talking about it. So this one came in, and at least we have the Art Council, we have the Julius institution and all that. But I am talking about the enforcement of the law.
But who's supposed to enforce it?
I mean, people are sitting there as officers. They are being paid to work. So they have to work. You are here. You will be paid at the end of the month for this job that you're doing. Yeah. If you don't do it, you will not be paid. So people must just hold the bull by the horn and make it work.
Right.
That is all I'm saying. I'm not bashing any government. No. It is for us. So if we don't have the tools to work, we will all be sitting.
Right.
People will come and take the monies and go.
Okay.
Just yesterday or today, I was listening about something about cylinder that Chinese are bringing in. Meanwhile, we have cylinder manufacturing firms here in Ghana. Yeah. You see, so these are the things. You have it, but you are allowing somebody to bring it. So where is the system?
Right now, the Chinese are thinking for the world.
Exactly.
No two ways about
it. Exactly.
How do you see the current economic situation in Ghana?
Charlie, it be good, oh. It be good. It be good. Charlie, you need to face the fact sometimes. This has nothing to do with your party colors or something. You need to be just... Because at the end of the day, I wouldn't take Ghana card to go and buy gobe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you know, if you talk self, say, you campaign for him, no, so give me gobe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and in fact, my campaigning was...
What you paid?
Oh, no, I mean, what is pay?
So,
okay, so I wanted to say something that is to give you an idea.
Okay.
I told you about my story. Me not being able to go to SHS because of money.
Yeah.
So truly speaking, when I saw this party with that thing, I felt loved for it. Like I loved it.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, somebody in my situation then, who is also going through it now, would have a laneway to be educated. Because it's free now. Government says go, free. So if you don't go, and
that's right.
So I loved that policy.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, let me. And besides, prior to this, you see, these are some of the things people think that maybe you join because you want money. Prior to this, I have been NPP pulley agent in my constituency.
Wow.
Yes. for Kufuor's time.
Wow.
I was their pulley agent.
Say I'm Nanado right now. You're seated face off with me, Nanado. What would be that thing you'd want to tell me concerning the current situation of the Republic of Ghana?
Because he is a leader. We can't go talking to any other person. So I'll just tell him to do whatever he can. Because I tell you, people are leaving Ghana, bro. People are leaving. Just 3 days ago, I called a friend that we went off for a while, and I just said, oh, let me check up. And she told me, Charlie, Meja Ghana, Mamo. I'm like, what? Be free. And if you see even the nurses that are leaving, Charlie, so if the economy or the systems here are good. My friend in Paris were talking, and he was also complaining, and at Paris, so I had me say, bro, Paris, I had but the systems there is helping you that if you make €1,000, you know how to spend and what to save.
Right.
But the system here, it's not even making you to save a dime.
Right. Hand to mouth.
That hand to mouth.
Yeah.
And that is the difference. And then he was quiet and said, yeah, no creo. Because whatever I make, I can get my train ticket out of it. I can get my groceries out of it. I can pay my bills. I can pay my rent. And I still have something to say I'm putting aside. But if you come here, it is not like that. Before your salary even hits your account, it's gone.
It's gone.
So I'll just tell Nana to at least try. Maybe he can't do it by the time his tenure of office is over. But he should put the platforms there so that whoever takes over can continue and bring us to a point that we will be happy. I mean, we are not a poor country.
Yes. If Nana doesn't listen to what you just said, what do you have to say to the citizenry?
Wow, this is a huge one. This is a very huge one because citizenry, what do I need to tell them on this? See, that will be a difficult one because what they put in place is what governs all of us as a nation. So if the president says we are moving A, who are you as a citizen to say you want to move B? So that will be a very tough question for me to answer. But all I can say is that let's not leave God out of the equation. But however difficult our situation is, let's keep pushing our leaders to do the right thing. And let's keep praying to God that God will touch their hearts to listen to some of the wisdoms that are coming from the people. It doesn't mean they are not wise. But sometimes if you're a leader, you may not know what's happening behind you. So we, those that are behind, maybe we are talking, just turn and listen to us a bit and see what you can pick out of what we are saying. We all want Ghana to be better.
That's right.
That's all we're all calling for. Not to say NDC is bad, MPP is bad, PNC is this. No. There's one Ghana. Whoever leads us today wouldn't say we are changing the name of Ghana to Akufo-Addo. No. Or Mahama. No. It is still Ghana.
Right.
Yeah, you traveled and you tell people you're a Ghanaian, they're like, whoa, beautiful Ghana. I've heard a lot about Ghana.
Yeah, bro. So right now, we're sipping on some Clicos.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, definitely.
Have you regretted campaigning for Nana? Yes, no. That's the last question that we ask.
That's the last. I'll say no. Okay. I've not regretted. I've not regretted. If you want me to continue, I could have just said that things needs to be done in a certain way to just see all of us through.
Okay.
But I've not regretted, especially when it comes to the Free SHS, which I know also have issues though. But that policy alone is something I would always fall in love with.
Okay, bro.